Wait a minute. You really want to watch this until the end, because what's trapped in that skin will shock you. This is one of the most extreme cases of acne you'll see today, and the transformation is simply unbelievable. Stick with me until the end, and don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and comment below what you thought. Welcome. Today we're following a severe acne treatment at the Huong Gia Nang Clinic in Vietnam, a specialized clinic that has been in the market since 1998. The patient you see here arrived after years of suffering from deep inflammatory acne, the kind that hurts, that aches, and that affects not only the skin, but also self-esteem. This type of acne is called Grade 4, the most severe of all, with deep lesions full of pus and inflammation. Before starting any procedure, skin preparation is essential. Notice how the esthetician is fully equipped with sterilized gloves, a mask, and using special lighting that allows her to see every detail of the skin. The patient is lying comfortably while the entire face area is cleaned with specific antiseptic products. This step is crucial because any bacteria or dirt remaining on the skin can cause a serious infection during the procedure. The cleansing removes oil, makeup residue, and prepares the pores for extraction. And now, let's begin the extractions. The professional uses specialized instruments, all sterilized, to remove the comedones. Look at the number of blackheads being removed. Each of these dark spots is a pore completely clogged with oxidized sebum, dead cells, and accumulated dirt. Technique is everything here. The pressure must be applied at the right angle, around the pore, and never directly on it, to avoid breaking the skin and causing scars. Now notice these white spots that are appearing. These are closed comedones, which are located under the skin. Unlike blackheads, these haven't been exposed to air, and therefore retain their white color. The esthetician is using a lancet to make a small opening in the skin surface before extracting the contents. It's impressive to see the amount of material that comes out of each of these spots. Some had been there for months, maybe years, completely blocked. And now we're going to the more complicated lesions. Acne cysts. Do you see these redder, swollen areas? These are inflammations that have formed in the deeper layers of the skin. Unlike superficial blackheads, cysts are painful and require much more care. The professional applies gradual and controlled pressure around the lesion, working slowly to avoid causing further trauma to the already inflamed tissue. When the contents begin to come out, you can see that it's not just sebum. There's a pus, blood, and inflamed tissue. That's why these lesions hurt so much and leave marks if not treated by a professional. Let me explain what's really happening under this skin. Severe acne begins when hair follicles, those tiny holes where hair grows, become clogged by a combination of oil produced by the sebaceous glands and dead skin cells. When this blockage occurs, it creates a perfect environment for bacteria to multiply. The body detects this infection and sends defense cells to fight it. And it is this battle that creates the pus and inflammation we are seeing. If these lesions are not treated correctly, they can destroy the skin's collagen and elastin, leaving deep and permanent scars. Now the professional is working on the T-zone, forehead, nose, and chin. This is the most problematic area for those with oily skin and acne, because it is where the largest concentration of sebaceous glands is located. Look at the absurd amount of material being removed from this region. Dozens, perhaps hundreds of pores that were completely blocked, preventing the skin from breathing and renewing itself naturally. Each extraction releases a small cylinder of hardened sebum that was trapped inside. Can you see how meticulous the work is? The esthetician works pore by pore, ensuring that each area is treated properly. She alternates between instruments, sometimes using the lace extractor, sometimes her own hands with sterile gauze, depending on the type of lesion and its depth. Throughout the process, she constantly applies soothing and antiseptic products to reduce redness and prevent any secondary infection. We're already more than 7 minutes into the procedure, and the transformation is already starting to show. The areas that were treated first already show a visible difference, even with the temporary redness. This redness is completely normal. It's the skin's natural reaction to manipulation, and will disappear in the next few hours. The important thing is that these pores are now completely clean and unclogged for the first time in years. Let's talk a little about why this type of treatment needs to be done by professionals. Many people try to squeeze acne at home, using their fingernails or unsterilized instruments. This can be extremely dangerous. First, because you can push the infection even deeper into the skin, worsening the inflammation. Second, because you can rupture blood vessels and cause permanent scarring. And third, because the risk of infection is very high. Here at the clinic, the entire environment is controlled, the instruments are sterilized, and the professional has years of training to know exactly how to handle each type of lesion. The patient is very calm throughout the procedure. Although the process can be uncomfortable, especially in the most inflamed areas, the relief of finally being able to treat these chronic lesions is well worth it. Many people who suffer from severe acne have tried everything: creams, oral medications, home remedies, before seeking this type of professional treatment. The truth is that grade 4 acne like this almost always requires a combination of treatments: professional extraction, medication prescribed by a dermatologist, and a rigorous at-home skincare routine. Notice now how the professional is working on the sides of the nose and around the mouth. These are delicate areas with thinner skin, so extra care is needed. Every movement is calculated, every extraction is done with surgical precision. And look at the amount of material that keeps coming out. It seems endless. This shows how congested these glands were, producing sebum without being able to eliminate it properly. An interesting thing about severe acne is that it's not caused solely by poor hygiene, as many people think. In fact, genetic hormonal factors and even stress can contribute. Some people simply produce more sebum than others, or have a genetic predisposition for their pores to clog more easily. The patient here likely has a combination of these factors, plus possibly a hormonal component that increases oil production. We're approaching 15 minutes, and the work continues intensely. The esthetician is still finding points to extract, working systematically across the entire face. Can you imagine how many hours of work are needed to complete a treatment of this level? A complete procedure can take between 40 minutes and an hour, sometimes even longer depending on the severity of the case. Look at the difference we can already see. Even with the redness from the procedure, the skin is already visibly cleaner and smoother. The pores that were raised and inflamed are now flat. The areas that had large cysts are now drained and beginning the healing process. This is only the first stage of the treatment. The patient will leave here with specific post-procedure care instructions. She cannot expose her skin to the sun. She needs to use specific products to soothe and hydrate, and she will need to return in a few weeks for maintenance and follow-up sessions. The transformation that happens over the next few weeks is even more impressive. As the inflammation completely subsides and the skin begins to regenerate, the marks lighten and the texture improves. Many patients report that, for the first time in years, they can look in the mirror and feel good about their own skin. And that's the end of these first 15 minutes of treatment. The full session continues, but you've already had an idea of what this transformative process is like. If you enjoyed this content, leave a like below. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next videos. and activate the notification bell. Your subscription greatly helps the channel grow and continue bringing content like this to you. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.